I feel that the biggest struggle for any writer when coming up with a story is finding something original, something unique that when the audience watches it, they say, wow, I've never seen anything quite like that before, and I feel like I've achieved that with The Vampire. Vampire films have been made and remade for a century now, and it's probably one of the oldest stories to be told on screen. This is a very non-traditional approach to the vampire concept. The story is filled with a lot of interesting and challenging characters. It's based around the central character in the film is Zelene. She's an investigative journalist.
Zelene is fun. She is very stubborn. She doesn't quite listen to what everyone else does. She jumps into things and situations that she should probably think twice about or avoid.
The film opens up with a man named Jerry Brooks. He's a local man walking his dog, and he uncovers an old abandoned parking lot that is filled with a bunch of dead animals, dozens of them.
He's kind of, I feel like a loner type, quirky kind of guy who's very close to his dog Kane, and the movie begins with him walking with his dog in an industrial area, and he comes across a bunch of dead animals. He really doesn't know what's going on. I don't think he really wants to know what's going on.
Zelene gets assigned to investigate the case by her head editor of the local newspaper named Gary.
Gary put Zelene on the story because she's usually one that likes the strange stories, things that not everyone else would want to investigate. He's kind of a smart alecky, smart-ass kind of boss. He cares for Zelene, but he cares a bit more to be the first one to put that story out.
When Zelene arrives to investigate the bizarre deaths of these animals, she meets rookie police officer Jarrett, and the eccentric animal control officer Ramsey. The three of them determined that the deaths were caused by something not quite human or animal.
I play Ramsey, the animal control officer. Not necessarily with a heart of gold, but with a sick sense of humor.
Officer Jarrett is a rookie cop, but from reading the script, I get this feeling that he's kind of got a chip in his shoulder, and he knows his place in the precinct, but he also knows who he is. He's very comfortable with who he is, but he's smart. He doesn't like to take a lot of chances, though he knows the right thing, and he often chooses to do the right thing over what's expected of him.
Ramsey, it's fun, because he says all these corny cat jokes, which you'll see, and I'm kind of a cornball, so I would say those jokes too. So it's just fun. It's fun to play a nice, lighthearted character.
Zelene expresses her concern to why the police aren't more involved in this case and insists that Officer Jarrett contacts the chief of police, who coincidentally is also Zelene's father, Chief Belmont.
He may come off as being somewhat belligerent at times, domineering, condescending even towards his daughter, but he's doing it because he feels in the best interest of his daughter, and in that aspect, for the well-being of her life, which in a sense is she's risking her life by getting involved in these matters.
Zelene continues with the investigation and inadvertently acquires the assistance of her co-workers, Ava and Hunter. Ava and Zelene have a long history of not getting along. They're always butting heads, and Ava's always going out of her way to make Zelene's life very difficult.
Ava's pretty much the antagonist of the film. She's Zelene's archenemy. She's really jealous of Zelene because of the fact that Hunter likes Zelene, and Ava's pretty much in love with Hunter. So it's kind of a territorial thing for her.
Hunter is the exact opposite of Ava, where he's clearly interested in helping her out and would do anything to help her with any case she's involved in.
Hunter, he's a guy who's connected. Hunter has personal feelings for Zelene, and he's eager to help her in her investigation.
As the story progresses, Hunter finds a major lead in the case that actually directs Zelene to find the vampire in this story, a young girl named Una.
She acts based on her primal instincts, and she's a lot like taking a wild animal and domesticating them.
She's childish and innocent,
but at the same time, she's kind of a monster in a weird way. And it's not that it's her fault, and it's not that she's evil or mean or malicious. It's that she's doing everything based on survival and based on what she knows and what she's learned to do through her life.
Dr. Morbius is very serious. He's very addicted to reason, you might say. But what he discovers when he examines Una and he finds out what her diagnosis is and he finds out what has been done to her takes him completely out of his comfort zone. And so as a result, he's kind of floundering. He doesn't have a frame of reference. He doesn't have a comfortable set of facts to be able to fall back on.
We've put together some of the most talented cast and crew in the area, but we still need your assistance to make this project happen. We're asking for $5,000 to fund this project. Now, you're probably thinking $5,000 isn't a lot to produce a feature-length film, but that's the minimum we've determined we'll require to bring this project to life. That'll cover equipment rentals, wardrobe, insurance, and most importantly, meals for the cast and crew. Everything is in place for this project to begin production, and with your assistance, you can help make that happen. Thanks for watching.